Good evening, people. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. Lolo was going to be here today, but her son got sick. Had a real high fever, throwing up, and so she had to go to school and get him. And so she's missed today, but I assure you folks that she will be here Thursday. I want to talk about a couple of things. First thing I want to talk about is the mask. You notice that I wear the mask, and you notice that I don't have it on today. I had the flu, and it took me forever to get rid of it. And one of the reasons why I couldn't get rid of it is because of the mask. And what I want to explain to you about the mask is that you realize that we inhale oxygen, and that's what we need to survive on, live. We got to have oxygen. If we don't have oxygen, we'll die. And they talk about the greenhouse effect, creating a lot of carbon monoxide. It comes from the carbon monoxide, which is depleting the ozone layer, meaning that we're like cars, fossil fuel, even when we breathe out, we're breathing out carbon monoxide. Now, it's a perfect balance between plants and animals. We breathe in oxygen. How about trees absorb, plants, all plants absorb carbon monoxide and emits oxygen. So when you,
Dioxide.
carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide, it's carbon dioxide. That's what Dice just said. So when I say carbon, it's short for carbon dioxide. So what we do is we understand again, we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide, right? So do you understand that when you have a mask on, understand you're mixing oxygen and carbon dioxide together. Now, some of you done gotten used to that. Some of you have not. You're short of breath. You find yourself dizzy. You find yourself having headaches. That's what was going on with me. When you saw me having a mask on in here, you saw my chest heaving because I at one time I had asthma. I don't have it now. But understand that my lungs are not 100%, and here I am. I'm breathing in oxygen mixed with carbon monoxide, which again caused me. I started breathing. I started speaking faster. I started almost hyperventilating. So you see me drop the mask down below my nose. So my advice to you out there, for your health reasons, say when you're at home, pull your mask off. When you're around family and friends, pull it off. When you go out in public, the purpose of it over your nose is so that you don't breathe in any kind of pathogens that would cause you to catch COVID. Well, imagine, well, folks, I got to tell you, most masks will not protect you against COVID because you can get touched. If somebody coughed in your face, if you cough, and if somebody coughs and they're within that 6 feet of you, more than likely that little mask you have on, that surgical mask, these are things they're selling to you. But how about you're going to really have to do your research and find out what type of mask will actually protect you against COVID and other pathogens that are airborne. Because the mask that you wear will not. I don't care, some of you buy the little thing with the little, whatever, little fake wheel on the side. That will not protect you. You got to have something like charcoal or something that absorbs carbon dioxide. If you don't have something that's absorbing carbon dioxide, then you're breathing it back into your body, meaning that you're poisoning your body. So you got to ask yourself, what is it that they really have planned? What is it that the people that create these type of scare tactics, what is it they're actually doing? So if we find that a lot of people are dying and they say the numbers are going up again, well, I haven't noticed the number going up in my neighborhood, in my community. We go to church every Sunday, and if you look at a video that we have on YouTube, my brother David singing, you'll notice that the drummer, he's 13 years old, he has a mask. Now, he has strong lungs. I can't wear a mask like him. He wear a mask everywhere he go. His lungs are a whole lot stronger than mine. So the older you are, the more vulnerable you are. But understand that when you have a mask on, you're actually breathing in a mixture of oxygen and carbon dioxide. And you cannot do that because what you're doing is you're poisoning your body. If you was to look at the symptoms of carbon dioxide poisoning, you will find that the symptoms for COVID is the exact same thing, meaning that it causes shortness of breath, causes headaches, it causes all these things, the same exact thing. So when you start experiencing symptoms of COVID, and you're actually killing yourself. So I can't say if you wear a mask, say for a year, I think that you've shortened your lifespan. I think you created other health issues. We really don't know. But I got to assume that on the side of error, I got to do so on the side of precaution. Meaning I'm not going to wear that mask unless I'm compelled to do so and I have to wear it in order to go and get something essential that I need. Other than that, I'm not going to wear it because I'm not going to kill myself. And I had a son that was sick one time, and they had me give methotrexate. It's a cancer drug that we had to give him from a needle, hypodermic, just a little part, but without the needle on it. Only one drop had to hit his tongue. Imagine a parent giving their son, their child, poison, something so poisonous that if you gave him more than a drop, you would kill him. I did it one time, and this is what I said. I said, damn it, I ain't going to help kill him. And I stopped doing that. And so when I stopped giving him the medicine that they prescribed, how about he got better? And to this day, he's healthy. His name is Xavier Holt. Y'all call him Zay. Some of you call him Xavier. What you're doing is showing your ignorance because the X has the za sound, like xylophone. Xavier is wrong only if you hyphenate the X. That's like in X-ray. Other than that, it has the za sound. Okay, I didn't mean to give you a lesson, but every time I hear somebody say Xavier, it shows exactly how ignorant they are, especially unless it's spelled EX as opposed to just X. Shows how ignorant you are, how educated you are. And so I just wanted to talk about the match so that I can make sure you guys understand what you're doing. You're so damn afraid. I can't understand how y'all can go to church every Sunday. I see people outdoors with masks on. Wow, if you're outdoors, how is it inside of your church? If a building can be sanitized with bleach and all of that, why the hell are you outside giving service when you can be inside in a building that you cleaned up? And you killed all your pathogens, and now you're outside, carbon dioxide and all this stuff is passing through there, and everybody that got COVID, AIDS, and everything else is passing by you. In other words, I don't understand. All this, in my opinion, is just posturing. Go back to your church. Go inside. Some of you don't even go to church, but you're going everywhere else. You're going to your job, you're going to your grocery store, you're going everywhere, but you won't go to your church. How is it that you can say you believe and you talk about how much you love Jesus and how you be on your knees, how God gonna save you of this and that, and you're wearing all these masks and you're afraid? I know what some of you gonna say. Well, God give us wisdom, and so we're wise enough to not take any chances. I say that it's another part of that Bible says that know this first, no parts of the Bible is of any private interpretation. I know what some of you saying out there. That devil showed you know the Bible. You can call me what you want to. I know I'm a rational person, and I want to get off the mask now, and I want to talk about the multi-level marketing scheme. Now, folks, I'm told that everybody had one has shut it down. So if that is true, then it's a good thing. It's a very, very, very good thing. But here's what's wrong with that. What about all the victims, all the people that lost money? I'm here, and I think it's okay for me to call this person name. Lois Donald, Lois Lane, or Dolores Donald, whatever her name is I hear so many different names, but I'm saying this not in a disrespectful way. But I'm told, and she told me out of her own mouth, but had other people tell me that she's paying back people that did not lose money from her flour, meaning that she's paying people money back. And I mean, wow, now that's a good person, but here's the thing of it that I think you should do, Pastor Willis. I think what you should do as a leader of that church, if it's not shut down, you should shut it down. But not only that, everybody that has benefited and profited from that, you need to go sell the houses you done bought. You need to go sell the cars that you done bought. And y'all need to put that money in a pool, and you need to set up a way so that everybody that lost money in this thing as a result of this scheme, giving them money back. Now, Scotty Cole, you need to do the same thing. So you got the same option as everybody else, Scotty Cole. You need to shut this thing down and give people money back. You have a college degree. Market your degree. If you can't market in Meridian, Mississippi, then go somewhere else. Because once you get a college degree, you can market it. But you stay around here in Meridian, but everybody takes advantage of us, folks. Park class land. Everybody take advantage of the people in Meridian, Mississippi. They consider us as just taking anything, easily forgiven, ignorant, and don't know. They have been eating off us. I mean, you can only eat off a dead animal so long. I mean, once you eat all the meat, but these people around here, folks, they've ate all the meat. They've ate to hide the skin. They done ate the bones. Now they in the sand, folks. They in the getting the DNA, and that's horrible that you guys keep living off Meridian, keep trying to set up a system so that you can continue to enrich yourself. And it's bad. It's wrong for you to do that, Scotty. It's wrong. And you need to set up a system also. Now, Scotty, I don't believe you're going to do so. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you. You're going to end up going to jail. Now, folks, let me tell you what I did. I contacted the AG's office because somebody had been trying to call the AG's office. And folks, I tell you that when I can't help it is some people, when they call certain folks, they get the run around or treat them with indifference or ignore them or just look at you like you don't exist. It so happened that God blessed me with these abilities that I have. So when I called the AG's office, I talked to someone in great detail. Yes, I told it about you, and I told what you were doing. However, I'm going to say this to you out there in podcast land. I'm going to give all of you the opportunity to set up a system so that you can pay these folks back. You got to get back right with the house. I got right back with the house. I got in trouble with the law. I got right with the house. Folks, y'all not right with the house. Now, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go to jail and they seize your assets? They seize your churches. They seize your cars. They seize your bank account. And you still go to jail? Or do you want to just set up a system yourself? We're talking about personal responsibility. You don't owe me anything. I know you're angry at me. I don't care about that because I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for those that can't do it for themselves. I'm speaking up for people that cannot speak for themselves. Now, I have somebody sitting over here next to me, so you might as well get ready because I like to call your name in a minute, so you might well be ready to speak when I call your name. But I will. And folks, I can tell you, since I stopped wearing that mask, only wearing it when I go places, and I ain't a person that really advocate the mask. I promise you I'm feeling better. Now this cold, this phlegm that's inside of me is coming out. You know, you hear me talk about Tool Belt, and so many times I've been wanting Tool Belt. Miss Tool Belt wants Tool Belt to come on the show. I want Tool Belt to come over the show too. Two reasons I want to come. Because he has a memory like an elephant. I want him to come on this show, and I just want him to talk about his business. He got his business going and the things that are happening for him. A lot of the good things, the positive things. He's getting blessed. Folks, I've seen this with my own eyes now. I've seen him get his blessing. I've seen him. Folks, if y'all can go to Facebook, I promise you, you go to Facebook, you will see a song that he's singing. Now, McKinley Mitchell did a song, I think. Now, Dice Man gonna know. He did a song probably in the 80s, I think, the early 80s, called The End of the Rainbow. My brother do that song, and I promise you, he sing that song as hard as McKinley Mitchell. Now, McKinley Mitchell, if I'm not mistaken, died of a heart attack, and I can understand why. When you sing, you got to breathe properly. When you see people holding them long notes, it's because they have taken in a deep breath and they letting that air come out a little bit at a time. Now, I taught my brother Gregory can sing, but I taught him that, Tool Belt, you can be quiet. No, I cannot sing, but I can hear and I can sing with my fingers. But I taught him that, and he'll tell you. I said, bro, your problem is that you're breathing all your air out. Once you breathe your air out, you can't talk or say anything. I said, take a deep breath, and I think it's Little Milton was a master at that. Listen at that old song called Little Bluebird, because he would take a deep breath and he would hold it so long. And Al Green also was a master at that. Look at some of those old songs like For the Good Times, when he holding his voice a long time. When they holding that note, it's because they're slowly letting it come out. They almost barely breathing. The slower you breathe, the longer you can hold that note out. And Tool better tell you I'm right. But folks, I can tell you he did a song. It's called Going Back to God. And what he said, and he said, if you listen at End of the Rainbow, everything is talking about misery. But what McKinley Mitchell said, I believe I'll go back home. So it wasn't a blues song. It was what we call what they call a contemporary type song. You know, it can go for gospel or it could go for blues. But I believe I'll go back home. But my brother, instead of saying, I believe I'll go back home, he said, I believe I will go back to God. And folks, y'all listen at that song, I promise you, you'll love it. Now, we have Christian Grady on drums. He's only 13 years old, and he's only been playing 2 years. And I promise you, that young man played drums better than a lot of people in the South, in the United States. Y'all let me tell my story the way I want to. He played better than anybody in the world. Now that's me. I know what Two Bell said. You saying that because he taught you. Yes, I taught him. Oh, I know what Miss Two Bell saying. That's all you wanted to say in the first place. Yes, that's what I was saying. But I'm saying that, yes, I taught him, but it's not me playing. That's him. He played better than me. I just able to teach instruments and things like that. Guitar is my main instrument. You have Michael Carlisle playing left-hand bass style. I learned keyboard, and I learned that left-hand bass style from him. For those of you that don't know what that is, however the bass sound in a song, no matter what it is, he plays that with his left hand, and he chord with his right hand. I learned that style from him. It's not many people can play on that style, and he's one. He's playing the bass, and yours truly is on rhythm and lead guitar. I have an unusual way of playing guitar. I use my melody lines, my arpeggios, and probably in one strum, probably in 1/4 count, I might hit 4 or 5 different chords by moving 1 or 2 fingers. And that's how the jazz musician, the difference between me and a jazz musician is a jazz musician will reposition his complete hand. But that's not what I do. What I do is I move my fingers around, and they call that within the key signature. But the jazz musician will be doing this kind of stuff, with the chops and everything, and they're very good at that. But anyway, y'all listen at that song. It's a very, very good song. And I can tell you folks, again, ain't nobody at the Greater Mount Hermon Baptist Church. It's on 9th Avenue in Meridian, Mississippi. No one has gotten sick from COVID or anything like that. And we take temperatures coming in, and meaning that if you have a temperature, even if you're the pastor, now I don't know, or Miss Two Bell said, be quiet. She told me that. I said, I'm the musician. Lawson, I said, I'm the musician. I'm coming in here. You don't need to. She said, if you got a fever, you going back out that door. I said, yes, Miss Two Bell, you right. And you know, that's like mama talking. I took my temperature, but I don't ever have a fever. Even when I was sick, I didn't have one. Folks, let me tell you what they're trying to do. What the members, I don't know who it is. I'm going to just tell you what I was told. I was told that the members of the Agape Storehouse Church are so angry at me, folks, that they're going back and trying to find those old videos that Lolo did about me. You know, at one time, you know, here the thing of it is that politics creates strange bedfellows. Now, I've been knowing Lolo a long time. I've been knowing her family a long time. And she grew up with my sisters and brothers. She did. She did. Everything she said is true. So, when Percy first ran for office, I was pro-Percy. When Percy wanted to get reelected, he went and got her. And so she became pro-Percy, and I was anti-Percy. So she attacked. I mean, me and her both fight good. Now, I mean, people brought her things, and she said things, you know, and those things, and people bringing that up. And what I'm saying about that, it's not going to change who I am. It's not going to stop what I'm doing. You're going to go get something new. Go get something new, like I found out about you. Don't go and get lies about me. Don't go get lies about her. We ain't lying on you. We're telling the truth. You guys are operating a multi-level marketing scheme out of your church. That was your church members, y'all church members in there breaking the law. And I talked about that, but I wouldn't talk about that if it didn't come to me. Too bad you hear that. Tracy, you hear that? What these fools want to do go back on YouTube. How about Lolo did not put it on YouTube? But the guy, Lolo, I know you're watching, so what I want you to do is give the guy name. He's with freedom of speech. You know, the freedom of speech are the ones that go and get this different negative information and get things like that and try to divide. So he's the person that placed it on YouTube. So so if they go and get something, you're gonna have to go and get it from him. But for him to do that, if his name Barrett or whatever, but I can tell y'all where he is. If you go on 8th Street in Meridian, Mississippi, it's a brick house or some kind of house. I think it's on the corner of 30th and 8th Street. The guy sells signs. Yes, it is. It's a brick house right on the corner, and right across it is where Mama got her service station. That's what Tony called her Mama. But she ain't my mama. But they be sitting up in there, and it used to be a Shell station, but I don't know what it is now. But he got that store. He sells signs and everything. He's the one put the video out there, putting that on YouTube, and the purpose of him putting that on YouTube to embarrass me, or you're not embarrassing me. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I've been to damn prison. Hell, I'm telling you that. I done shit. I escaped from jail. I was charged with robbery. I've been charged with aggravated assault. I done damn had to sleep on park bench. I done been in the damn swamps of New Orleans. How in the hell you gonna fucking embarrass me? If I find out that you actually did that, I'm gonna close your damn store down. You understand that? Because what you putting out there is slander. Now let me find out you're doing it. You know, all of them ain't number cowards. And for the church, y'all call yourself Christian. You go to church, you're mad at me for stopping your money scheme. I kept your ass from going to jail. What you doing? You taking that lady, Miss Ivy, 70 years old. Where she gonna get money to give you $500? If she go and get 2 friends or 2 relatives, they gonna be as old as she is or older. Ain't nobody in our income bracket got that kind of money. I know what you're saying, too, but don't say it. It's been said. Y'all pissing me off with that. Don't worry about what kind of car I got outside because I mean, I've been working, I earned it. I ain't sold no dope, I ain't robbed nobody, I ain't stolen. I did legal work and other things, and none of your damn business how I got my money. I got it, and I ain't even want it from nobody nowhere. And I went and bought what I wanted. I bought what I feel like I deserved, that I needed. But let me find out, cuz you doing that. I bet you I'll make you take them down. Then I'm going to own that little store up there. Man, I'll be your worst nightmare. I ain't never filed a lawsuit against nobody that I haven't prevailed in. And yes, I did. I prevailed against a lawsuit against Bank of America. And that's all I'm going to discuss about that. And I got to say this to my family, too. I love y'all, and I really appreciate y'all. I really do. I don't know. You know, I got, Lawson, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. What's going on, man? You know, you got to look at the camera because Dice done flicked, he done switched it already.
Well,
man, what do you think about some of the stuff I'm talking about?
What I see and what I know is this. The people that talk to help you the most is the people that care about you.
That's right.
The people that don't care about you, they will trick you, use you, and lie on you to steal from you, and you don't even know they stealing until it's too late.
Your money gone, and you can't get it back.
A complete stranger will tell you what to do that's right, to help you save yourself from those that have stolen from you, and there's no law that can protect you to get nothing that they stole from you back. You have to use other legal terms to know how to get this money back. And you cannot do it on your own unless you know the law. You have to get somebody that knows the law. If they don't know the law will not give you nothing.
And he's right about that. You have to know the law. And they use that. And they say ignorance of the law is no excuse. How about you got the gatekeeper, meaning that you got your judges, you got your lawyers, you got your prosecutors that know the law. But it's not their duty. The duty of the prosecutors to prosecute. The duty of the judges to sit in judgment. How about they know the law, but they're not going to tell you? How about when you have lawsuit and you know that you've been wrong because you can fit it, or even you know the law, but you don't have the means or the resources to do so? That's what somebody like me come in handy. Somebody that's not a lawyer, so they can't report me to the bar. What they can do is go to somebody like on A Street down there, his name Barrett or whatever. He's either the leader of freedom of speech, and I don't have anything against freedom of speech, but the thing of it is that they go and they pull stuff out of the ground. They go and get dirt. They dig up dirt. But dig up what you want out of me, but you dig up something new. That's what I want you to do. But understand that I'm not going to take it. I'm coming after you. I'm going, whoever you is down there on 8th Street, if you're the one putting them videos up there, and I'm going to tell you folks that's pulling them up so that you can place them, make a fake page. I'm going to find out who it is. Now, you know Facebook already know because you got what you call a ISP. That's an Internet Service Provider address. So you can create the fake pages or whatever you want to. Facebook know who you are. YouTube know who you are. You can create whoever you want to. You can go and get your, what you call one of them apps, one of them phone numbers from the app. They still can find out who you are because you got to create information. And how about you still using your computer? You're still using your cell phone even though you're getting fake stuff. So we can find out who you are. And it so happened that a nigga like me, yes, I said a nigga like me, I am so cognitive, you understand? Intelligent. I am so cognitive, meaning that my brain, I'm not going to let go. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to devise every kind of means necessary to come after you. If you're worried about what the Attorney General do to you, how about I'm holding the Attorney General at bay? Not meaning that I've talked to him, but it's going to be up to me to give them the rest of the information. Yes, I got your names. Know who you are. So don't throw a rock and think because ain't nobody gonna go to jail for anybody. Some of you out there, you bougie niggas don't even want to go to, you don't want to go to jail at all, not even for 6 hours. Imagine going for 6 months. And that's life changing. Some of you out there still living your dreams. Scotty Cole, you would hate that you ever seen the word multi even in college. Because if you go to jail, or a minister go to jail, it will destroy your life. It take a long time to build a reputation. You talking to me. I had to graduate when I'm a non-traditional college student, meaning I graduated from college in my 30s. But by the time I graduated, I had to get a pardon from the state of Alabama. By the time I got my master's degree, I'm good to go. How about I mess up again in '03? Man, it take a long time to build your reputation. A long time. But it don't take but a moment to tear it up and tear it down. And we're going to take us a break here in a minute, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some more things. Dice Man, take us to break. Folks, I'm back. And, you know, I got a phone call from my campaign manager, and she told me... you know, she kind of talked to me a little bit, and I kind of like, I got to ask you guys out there, and I'm going to ask you this, Lawson, and then Dice, if you can, I want you to kick in. If I'm going to run for office, do y'all want me to, so many times, in my opinion, that we ran for office, and what they say ain't what we get. I'm not a combative person. I don't like for nobody to mess with me. I don't know whether or not Jim Brazier, whoever he is, I don't know whether or not he done that. So, but my point of it is that I'm going to complain to YouTube. Perhaps maybe that's how I need to say it. And whoever I find out is placing it up there, then I'm going to file a lawsuit against them for slander because they're putting information out there that they haven't verified as being true. So whoever it is, whether it's Jim Brazier or YouTube, Miss Two Belt ain't gonna like that. But folks, I want you to get in on that, Lawson.
A lot of time, our biggest problem is this: we don't want to stand up and do what's right. We will let people manipulate us, beat us, cheat us, pay us off, and you're killing your own people. The reason we have a problem as a race of people, we will not stick together and do what's right by each other. Instead of working together to help each other like they did back in the day, they did it because they had to. Today we got more opportunity to do it because we can, but we refuse to do it. Before I give you $100, I'll tell you I don't have anything. And knowing you need the money to go take care of your personal business that you really need to take care of, won't do it. I ain't got it. No good and well you got it. Not just 100. You can have 500. Say, I ain't got it. This is us. This is why we don't do anything right. Why? When someone stand up for you and tell the truth, you will not stand by them and stand behind them. This is our problem as a people.
Thank you, Lawson. Dice?
I don't, if you're going to run, you got to be who you are. There's a way to do things, and yes, people should verify information when they putting it out. Because there's a purpose behind putting it out. Of course, I think you already called that out. That is to divide, and we know the old game of divide and conquer.
That's right.
So, everything should be verified, and there's a way to do things. So, you already answered that. I think you're good.
Yeah. Well, before we read the comments, I want to give you guys some more things to put comments on. I want to talk about Coach Ham. First, I want to send my condolences out to the Hampton family. I also want to send my condolences out to the Mercer Ball family. And the reason why I'm saying that is that the little young man, and I want to send my condolences also out to TC. I got to do that, TC, as the father. And so I'm doing that out of love and no other reason. I want to say this about City Hall. Percy, shame on you. Shame on you, Eddie Kelly. Shame on you, Brandon. Now, I know what you're saying out there. You don't know whether or not these folks call or not. I don't know whether or not they call Coach Hampton's son. But from what I'm told, they called and called and called and called and called and begged and pleaded and said all kind of things to get this funeral on City Hall. And folks, that's the wrong place to have a funeral, in my opinion. Now, I'm giving my opinion. I don't mean to upset anyone, because I tell you that it's people in the Hampton family that I have great deal of respect for. Had a great deal of respect for Coach Hampton. I didn't have the opportunity or the pleasure to know him, but I ain't heard nothing but good things about him. But I know about Percy Bland, and I know about his administration. His crooked, corrupt administration would take advantage of someone when they're grieving, when they can't really think. Anybody, you might think you're making good decisions when you lose someone like that. No, 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 you're not. I want to take this time out to thank my daughter Tracy, because some of you in my family may have got, well, not in my family, but in the other side of the family, from the Tingle side of the family, might have got mad at Tracy because she seemed to be in charge. Yes, she was. And I want to say to you, Tracy, I really, really appreciate you being there. Because had you not been able to, any decision I made was suspect and couldn't have been good. And so for the Bland administration to call that man up and compel him, to beg him, to beseech him to have a funeral on City Hall lawn, folks, something that ain't never been done. This is my home, and I ain't never seen him have a funeral at City Hall. The first wedding, to my knowledge, was my daughter being there. That was to slap at me, but babe, I love you the same. It didn't bother me at all for you to choose where you want to have your wedding at. Daddy just regret he wasn't there to walk you down the aisle. But that's like, I don't love you no less. See how this administration is, folks? I mean, now, do you understand that it was Percy Bland that got together with people that are in charge to get rid of Coach Hampton, to bring his friend from Jackson down, who didn't last long because he was sending his private part, pictures of his private part. Now, too bad, let me tell my story. He was sending it to all the little boys at the school. Person got mad at him and fired because he wasn't sending it to him. Now, Miss Too Bad don't say nothing. And folks, if y'all can't tell when I'm making things up or stretching a little bit, then the problem is you, not me. Well, but anyway, he was sending pictures, and from what I'm understanding, he was sending it to girls. Now, I was told he was sending it to boys. Probably making a difference, so they fired him. But they got rid of Coach Hampton. But he was the first coach. Let me tell my story. Shut up. First coach to bring a championship to Meridian High School. When they needed money for uniforms or anything, he went out into the community and got it. And they fired him for no reason. So he's a coach at Southeast Lauderdale. So if you're going to have it in the city of Meridian, it should have been at Meridian High School, where he actually worked at. If you was going to have it there, and that would have been okay. But to have it on City Hall lawn, folks, I want to say this. So you make sure y'all tell somebody. Don't be bamboozled by Percy Bland and his con to hustle votes by any means necessary. And it is sad that you took advantage of that grieving young man. Again, my condolences to the Hampton family. Now, moving on again before we read the comments. I had a young lady that called me today. They call her KK. Her last name is Lamb. She got one of them names, I ain't gonna even say it, but her son's name is Travion Bell. He was sent home today, folks, from Meridian Public School. Now, you understand that the city, Meridian Public School, everybody had to sign an agreement with the Justice Department because of the prison pipeline. And one of the things that happened is that he had to go to the bathroom in his class today. This happened today, folks. He had to go to the bathroom. When he had to go to the bathroom, the teacher wouldn't let him go. Now, I don't have a teacher name, but I'm going to give you that teacher's name. But right now, I'm looking through my little phone book, so y'all kind of ignore that a little bit while I talk to you, because I'm going to get that person's name. Because I did say, her name is Ketakwa Lyons. Since her name, and it's just a pretty name, but they call her KK. She went there to the school, and anyway, her son asked, can I go to the bathroom? The teacher wouldn't let him go. So 30 minutes later, he asked her again, and she wouldn't let him go. So he couldn't hold it any longer, folks, so he got up and he went to the bathroom. When he got back, the door was locked. And while he was gone, the teacher go through his book bag and another student book bag. Now they don't find anything. So by this time, security came, and I don't have the security name, but I had it. But the security came. Oh yeah, I think his name was either Reese. Yeah, security guard at this Meridian Public School last night, Reese. Asked him, and so he was reaching in his pocket to pull out what he had in his pocket, and when he pulled it out, it fell to the floor. Folks, he had 2 bullets, not a gun. Now understand, he ain't done nothing to nobody, he ain't threatened nobody. He had 2 bullets wrapped up into a pink handkerchief that he was fixing to give to the security guard. Folks, do you know that they took him all the way to level 5 and kicked him out of school for the rest of the year? That's right. How about they didn't even give him a plan? Now, I ran the discipline handbook for Meridian Public School. When they sent him home like that, they supposed to continue to educate him. They did not do that. In error right there. Also to find 2 bullets, and I went to it and I read it. Level 5 does say ammunition. But really, folks, how about you supposed to, they didn't call the police because this young man was not threatening anyone. Had he been threatening anyone, I think that's overreaching. Again, it shows the failure of this system here. You take a 16-year-old child and you kick them out of school. What are you sending them? Again, they still got the same system going, prisoner pipeline. Again, I call for the firing and removal of Amy Carter and anybody else because she the one signing that thing. See, everything is adverse for our children, nothing to promote health. And they got something what they call PBIS, which stand for Positive Behavior Intervention and Support. Now, I'm told they use this in order to get out from under the consent decree. I have to disagree with that, even though the person told me that was educating. No, I'm not going to tell you who told me. But they implemented that program which calls for all kind of intervention before sending a child home. This child here has not been in any trouble. I said, have you ever been in trouble before? She said, yes, he got in trouble for fighting. I said, when? She said, in the 9th grade. Well, people, he's in the 10th grade now. You understand, your record is not like on the streets. Your record from school, once your new school year start, you back right with the house. In other words, he hadn't been in any trouble this year. No trouble at all. And for them to lock him out was wrong. For the security guard to even search him without probable cause is wrong. They had him write a statement without his parent being there. Again, is wrong. And I'm going to say this to you children out there. And parents, tell your children don't write no damn statement. Tell them, say, my parents done told me not to write a statement. Folks, do you understand when your child write a statement, even if they're in middle school, if they do something that's against the law, that statement, that's like a confession. It's going to follow them. I am living proof that I never allow for my children to write a statement. I have to come there and say, let me know what's going on. Let me see what's going on. No, my child ain't finna write no statement. And they end up going to family court in Alabama because my children, they grew up in Alabama. And guess what? Every single time the charge is dismissed against them because they didn't have no evidence. You don't have evidence unless you tell on yourself, folks. So I wanted to talk about that, and now we finna read those comments. Dice Man, how you doing today? What about those comments?
I'm good, bro. All right, let me see here. I also want to give my condolences out to TC. As you know, Chuck was my nephew. We call him Chuck. You said Mr. Mercer.
Yeah, his name is Charquez Mercer.
Yeah, so my condolences to TC, the Ball family, the Mercer family, and all other people affected by this. It's been real rough, man. He was somebody that if you knew him, I wish you would have known him, had that charisma, you know what I mean? So he's going to be really missed. Just want to give my condolences. Okay, we got Ellen Franklin says, good evening, Holt and Dice.
Hey, Marie.
We got Louise Jones says, good evening, Mr. Holt and Dice.
Hey, Miss Jones.
Okay, Loretta Bennett says, Jim Brashear put those old videos of mine on YouTube, I am told.
Yeah.
Okay, Ellen Franklin says, Hope, you are doing exactly what they want you to do. Calm down and control your temper and words. Entirely too much profanity.
I ain't gonna say shit about that. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I ain't got no response for that. But here's the thing I gotta say again. Marie, she done told who she is. Maria is my, you know, she's an advisor of mine. I have a lot of respect for her and her opinion, and my campaign manager. But I got to say this to you, Marie, and to you, Identity. I got to be who I am, because I assure you, if I get upset and I'm a city council, hell, I might curse. It's just a part of my nature. And so, folks, what you see is what you get. It ain't nothing fake about me. I'm not going to be political correct in order to get the job. If you want me and you want somebody that's going to be there, if you want what you got, then keep Dwayne Davis. Or if you don't like Dwayne Davis, then get somebody else that's political correct. But if you want real change, and you want somebody that might curse sometime and somebody that might give too much information. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you factual information. And that's what I'm going to stand on. I'm going to stand on the word. I'm going to stand on truth. I'm not going to be political correct. I'd rather not run. If I got to be somebody who I am, I'd rather not run. Y'all find somebody else to run.
Okay. Ellen Franklin also says, Hope, know that I love him as a brother and only tell him what's best, not only for him, but for all of us.
I agree with that, and I believe that. But again, Marie, and you out there that think that I shouldn't be, I'm not going to fake it to get a job. I'm just not going to do that. That's why I've always been self-employed, because there's certain things I'm not going to do. While I can be very diplomatic, while I can say and do things that other people want me to do, while I can move into the direction of another person's positive self-regard, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to self-actualize. So what you see is actually me. This is who I am. What you do know is that I will stand up for you. I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to understand policies and procedure. I'm not going to rub a stamp for nobody. And I'm going to understand the law. And I promise you, we going to clean houses. I'm a part of the governing authority. If you don't want that, fine. I ain't got no problem with not running. It takes a lot of energy to run. I ain't done anything. I don't have a problem with not running.
Okay. Louise Jones says, Amen. Yes, it does take a long time to build your name up. Hallelujah. I have been changed.
Well, thank you for that. I guess that's, I don't know really how to take that, but I agree with you, and I appreciate you saying that, whether it's for me or against me, because what you said was true.
Okay. Glenda Dean said, Dad, you have to say something about me. The emoji is me.
Okay.
LOL.
Okay, so let's stop right there. Glenda Dean is my daughter's grandmother. That's my daughter Rhea, and she's watching this podcast. Y'all know I went through a lot with my daughter, but I love my daughter. And baby, I want to tell you, I love you, and I want nothing but the best for you. If everybody in your family felt like I felt, then you would be with me, because I want the best for you. But I'm not going to go through a lot of, meaning that, hold up, I hear Two Bell in my head again. He's saying, watch what you finna say, bro. I go through hell and high water if you mess with my daughter. If she doing anything, I will die for you, and I will die for her. But I'm not going to deal with ignorance from your family or from your mother or anyone else in your family, and that would jeopardize my security or my safety. You understand that certain things that your family do that would jeopardize my safety. What I'm saying, they do stuff that actually make me want to go to jail. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm told that her uncle beats her. And I turned this in to DHS, and they didn't do anything about that. And so, baby, all I got to say is, if I ever come to you or you ever come to me and you got a scar on you and somebody did it, then your dad is going to jail. Love you, baby. Marie, I might have said too much, but I said how I feel.
Okay. Ellen Franklin says, condolences to Stuart Marshall and the entire Marshall family.
I agree. I don't know who that is, but my condolences to the Marshall family.
Okay. Jim Myrick says, checking in, keep on keeping on.
Thank you for listening and subscribing, Jim. I read your comments, and I appreciate you and people like you. And not because you're agreeing with me, but you appear to stand for the same thing I stand for. That's exposing corruption and standing up for what's right, regardless of the color of a person's skin.
Okay. Tony Owen says, nice show.
Hey, Tony.
Okay. Ellen Franklin also says, I want you to be you, just a more relaxed, upset you. Okay.
I'm going to try to learn. I need counseling to know how to do that. You saw how quick I got upset just even thinking about my baby. And I'm talking about my daughter, not you, Tony. You my other baby.
Patricia Allen says, "Hi Eddie and Dice. I'm tuning in late. Workflow."
All right, hey Trish.
Hey Trish, what's going on? Jim Myers says, "Just be who you are."
Thank you, Jim.
Ellen Franklin says, "Hurry up and turn them phones on."
Oh hell.
Okay, go down a little bit. Loretta Bennett says, "Great mention about whose sister refused to let your son use the bathroom."
Oh yeah. The sister, that's Chrissy Walker, over Human Resource with the Meridian Public, with the City Meridian. So Pearlie Walker and Christy Walker's a sister, so we tying this in. So now I see why my son is being mistreated. It appears that Percy has too much power. All the people that are actually trying to keep Percy in office are corrupt themselves, and they're benefiting from this administration. We don't want an administration where just a few selected people benefit from it. We want an administration where the people in this community benefit from it, not just a few selected people. Percy, purpose. And we know, Percy, you're not running this, that your mama's doing it. And but the thing of it is, and you can tell that because all these no bid contracts, all this is illegal. I promise you, folks, if we can get somebody like me to come in there and two others, we'll change that even if Percy's reelected. So we need to go in with a team, folks. And you know, hey, I don't know. Go to the next question or the next comment.
Okay, all gas, no brakes. 81 says, "Good evening."
What's up? All gas, no brakes.
Okay, good evening. Jim Marrick says, "The persecutor and his minions has to go in 2021."
And I agree. We got to do that. We got to. I mean, our back's against the wall. We don't have no other choice.
All gas, no brakes. 81 says, "I think that lady is trying to work on getting my money back. She said give her some time because her bank account is depleted. I don't know about that."
I think the lady that you're talking about, if it's the person that I mentioned earlier, if you're talking about Lois Lane, then I agree because she has really been giving up all her money, Dice, to make this thing right. When she get checking, you know, she got some internet business or something, she has been missing her bills to give folks their money back. And I can say this, all gas, no brakes, is that I don't really advocate putting anyone in jail. What I want is that people to work things out and, hey, give them their money back. I don't want to put anybody in jail. I did talk to the Attorney General's office today because, in my opinion, that when the law requires that if you know something's going on wrong. But I grew up in my community, my mom raised us that when we see wrong, then we do something about it. We seeing children or anybody mistreated, then we go to those child. When people are being mistreated, I look at them as being like a child. A child 2, 3, 4, and 5 years old doesn't have the resources or know how to help or protect themselves. And so I come to their aid. And it's kind of like my duty when I was in the military. You know, I was an able-bodied man and I came to the aid of my country. And I'm still doing that, and I'm doing it in my community. So I'm not going to try to put anyone in jail. I'm going to tell you that now. Because of Scotty Cole is the only one that but even him, if he's willing, it's like what God said during Sodom and Gomorrah. If before he burnt it down, he said, had you found one righteous person, and I'll say this to Scotty, if you just, be contrite and go and make things right that you made wrong, then you too will have salvaged your reputation. But a lot of people going to still be mad at you because you took them through the gauntlet. But Scotty, you got to give people their money back. You need to end your scheme. And excuse me, Dice, because they doing this all over the internet or all over the world, it seems to be popular over the internet, it doesn't mean that we got to bring this into our community. They dealing drugs all over the world and even over the internet. But does that mean that you're going to start dealing drugs in your church because they're doing it all over the community? No, you're not going to do it because it's illegal. Where the multi-level marketing scheme is illegal. I had somebody tell me today that it can be a good thing if it's done right. I've already showed you that you can't. The people at the bottom ain't got nobody to go to. You understand? If there's only 8 people in the world and one person get 2 and the 2 get 4, well, if you've already, those 4 people ain't got nobody else to get, because now you got 8 people involved. You understand what I'm saying? The people at the bottom gonna lose money. Out of the 8, they only got 1 person to go to, but they done paid and they lost money. Everybody else lose money. The multi-level marketing scheme is illegal and it cannot prevail. It's designed to fail, and eventually everybody lose money but the con artist, and the con artist is the person that started it. Dice Man.
Kristen Cockrell says, I had to download an app to comment. Oh my God, this has made my night.
Well, thank you for listening. I talked about her eyes. I ain't gonna, Tony, now this is the other lady that have those pretty brown eyes, and plus Tony, she's wicked too. But anyway, she's a counselor, I think, a special ed teacher. I might have that wrong, so tell us what you are. But I know that she's very educated. She has a college degree and she works in the Meridian public school system, and she cares about her community. Hope you run for office, or someone in your family.
She also says, I can respect you and Lolo's relationship. I wish more people were like y'all. Say what you have to say and keep it moving. Hashtag grown.
Thank you for those comments.
That's it, bro.
I want to thank y'all. I think that I talked about a lot of things. Anything you want to say, Lofton, before we...
The only thing I want to say is that when you got people like Eddie trying to help you to see the truth, to make you understand that you've been used and abused, you need to stop and learn what you need to know to stop it. And that's what he does for you.
That's right. And I want to reiterate about Travion Bell. That's wrong, folks. And so he's going to have to go before the school board. But how about they supposed to have given him a plan, and the principal, see how they're failing our children? It's because they don't care. And, you know, I went on the principal at T.J. Harris Law is Kelly McVeigh. Kelly McVeigh got to be about 55 years old, so she's old enough to not care about your child. This is the lady that slammed the door on me. And how about when I withdrew my son from school? See, I'm not a coward. I can talk about you right here, and I can come and still do what I need to do. See, some people, they say things about you, and they cower, they hide. But I'm not going to do that. But how about when I went to withdraw my son from school, she said, we will do it. Didn't even allow for me to come into the office. See how we're being treated? I'm still here paying her salary because I still live in this community, but I got my children the hell up out of here. A lot of you don't have that option, and I can tell you KK don't have that option either, but she's concerned about her child. She don't have money to hire an attorney, but how about she knew who to go to, and that person sent her to me? And how about, again, yes, I did. I sent her to the Denson Law Firm because I know that Attorney Denson will do all he can to make things right. I know y'all say I don't talk about a lot of things or a lot of people. Everybody go through a transition, and I gotta say this is that I have a lot of respect for Lolo. I appreciate our relationship, and she will be here Thursday, and I hope her son doesn't have COVID. I hope he doesn't have the flu. Any of those things are dangerous, and it appears that something is going on with him, and she's a good hands-on mother, and I know that she's going to do all she can to make sure he's okay. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys Thursday. Dice Man, take us home.